I haven't got really much to say today. I've been working on spreadsheets for work, which has been, I don't know, it's actually been rather tedious and not so interesting, to be honest. But it's also, yeah, it's been very interesting because it's opened up to me just how dysfunctional systems can be within organizations. They, they, they sort of, there's so much more reliance on manual work and spreadsheet work than I thought would be the case in today's modern age, where it should be simple to set up databases and systems that communicate with each other to make things efficient and run efficiently. But clearly, that's not always the case, and so I'm just basically double checking that spreadsheets have been entered into correctly. I'm just finding often no, they're not, and they rely on other spreadsheets which have been manually entered, which relied on other sort of people doing things, and there's so much people work involved that it's bound to create issues. But anyway, yeah, just looking at spreadsheets the whole day. I During my lunch break, I ran up to see a friend who lives nearby because he said he was out and about, and yeah, just said hi and sort of bragged a bit about my weekend experience, getting to wave at Idris Elba and then getting to speak and shake hands with Connor Price. And yeah, that's basically been my day. I haven't really gone out of the flat much. I haven't done any traveling other than the bit of a run and a walk back, and any sort of exercise other than that. I've oh yeah, I've actually started. I started I actually started testing out my strategy for real with a small amount just to sorry my strategy. So I'm talking about my I built a machine learning model and ran it yesterday with updated data. And oh, I didn't actually double check. I kind of rushed into it just because this has been an idea I've sort of been telling myself I have to do at some point. And it was a bit of an impulse decision. I might have to double check things right now, right after this. But I've also been looking at microphones. I've been making a bit more music. Well, I made a bit more music over the weekend. And I don't know, just that interaction with Connor Price, I just sort of feel I have to keep making more music. And one thing that is really some not holding me back, but really makes me dislike my music when I make it right now is just the vocal quality. And I think it's a mixture of my own voice, but also the room that I have. So I'm going to look to try to somehow treat my room a bit by maybe adding towels and cushions and corners and stuff. And then also maybe getting a better microphone. I currently use an SM58. It's a dynamic microphone. It's it's good, and it's actually it's quite good for. I think it's quite good for creating backing harmonies, like sort of things that don't have to be right in your face, where they can be on the side and sort of support. And there is some sort of noisy aspect about it, some, like a noisy mid range, which like it creates a mid like a dusty. I don't know how to dusty mid. I don't know, but somehow if you layer a bunch of vocals on the side quietly and roll at the top, yeah, and the bottom, then you can create quite nice, like comfort, like almost like sounds are hugging you. But you obviously don't always want that, especially if you want a voice that cuts through and that's right in your face and is front and center. And yeah, I'm sort of looking towards maybe getting a condenser microphone, which has a bit more clarity in the high end, on the high end, and especially because my voice is quite a muddy voice. It's I don't have a nasally voice, so it's quite in the back of the throat. So when I sing, it's a bit tough for me to generate nasally higher range pitch like frequencies. naturally. And I'm just thinking I can get just a bit of an enhancement with a condenser microphone that is able, like, has features like that, then that would be quite nice. But I'm looking at the prices and I'm thinking, okay, it's like TLM 102, 103, like £500, and what's it, £1,000? It can't be. No, it might actually be, yeah, it might be that. So anyway, about, I don't know, not five, probably about 550 and £1,000. And I'm sort of wondering, and I know that these microphones are much more sensitive in general, and will pick up quite, quieter noises, which is kind of what I want, because that will be that's what gets things right in the face. But then I do have I do live in the city. I have background noise from the city now, and rumbles and literally trains, but obviously, like, you can't do anything about that. And the room itself is quite reflective, although it is carpeted, so that's good. But it's got these massive mirrors on the as doors, like sliding doors for the closet. So that does probably cause an icue. So I'm wondering if the room is already not sounding amazing with my dynamic microphone, $100 dynamic microphone. Does it even make sense to get, like, would it even be possible to get condenser with more clarity and and head, sort of the higher ranges? I'm going to look into whether there's any options around where I live to rent microphones and try them out, but I don't know, it's a tough one. I don't think I will want to spend about £500 on a microphone. I think, especially if I'm not going to be sure of how good it will sound in my room. So I'm looking at the Rode NT1. I think that's probably about £150. And I'm honestly looking at that and thinking that actually could be quite good fun if I'm able to sort of, because that's not so bad for a microphone at all of its caliber. I'm also looking at the Lewitt LC, what's it called? They've got such strange names. Lewitt LC40, LCT 440. That's about £200. It's a tough one. I'm going to keep researching, but it's an area I'm much more interested in. When I saw Conor Price, so I wanted to double check what microphone Conor Price uses, because on some of his records he really cuts through, but also it's because he does have quite a nasally, tenory voice, and so it should theoretically that generally does cut through more easily. And in one of his videos, he's using an SM7B. I'm thinking, hold up, there's no way that you recorded that with and if he does record with an SM7B, so SM7Bs, I feel, are extremely dark. Like they feel like I don't know. I feel like they don't have any presence that sort of would sound good in a song mix on the high end, which cuts through. Like I think they do have a bit of a like that kind of a sound. What's it called? Like a noisy. I think they are quite noisy in the upper ranges, but so I don't know how. I don't know how Conor Price records his vocals, but yeah, it did look like an SM7B. Shouldn't be surprising. But yeah, I'll keep looking. It is quite interesting learning about microphones, the different specifications you can get. Tomorrow it should be interesting. I think I'll go into the office tomorrow because I've sort of been invited. Well, not invited, but this manager in our team essentially. Yeah, this manager in our team has suggested a little outing. with some of us to go get these hua pancakes. Hua in Japanese means like it doesn't. It's an onomatopoeia, which alludes to something being soft and fluffy. Hua. Yeah, so that could be good fun. So I think I'll go into the office for that and do my spreadsheets in the office. I am actually a bit worried. I'm supposedly booked onto this week and next week. That's all I've got left. It's going to be Wednesday tomorrow, which gives me 8 more days on this work. I think I only got through sort of 18 different things I'm supposed to get through on this spreadsheet. These sort of like what we call samples. And I think I've probably got like 60 to go through. Actually, I'm not making terrible progress if it's 60, but I have a feeling it's actually a lot more than 60. I'm being a bit optimistic there. We shall see. But anyway, yeah, and then I'm booked onto something after that, which probably can't be moved much. I probably will be full time on that, so yeah, I'll just have to rush through this. I was working till like 6:15 today, partially because I can't keep staring at a spreadsheet all day long working, sort of, throughout. I do end up taking breaks more frequently, a bit. I suppose they're a bit longer, so I did feel there was a need for me to, I don't know, stay back online. But hey ho, time to call it a day and watch a few more microphone specification videos and articles. Also, just before I go, I woke up a bit earlier today. Not very early. I'm embarrassed to say I woke up at 7 this morning, and I'm now feeling tired at 9:45. But I'm preparing for the time zone change, which is, I don't know when that happens in this country, but it's supposed to happen soon. So yeah, we'll try to wake up at 7 again tomorrow. Try to make that the new norm, and then when that becomes comfortable, I'll try to bring that down to 6:30 and so on. Yeah, okay, that's it.